Cooking with Class, the Mobile County Public School System cooking show. I'm Suzanne Yates, your host and food service director for the school system. Today, we are at a very special location, and we have some very special guests today. I'm not only cooking with class, I'm cooking with the class. I have some 4th and 5th graders that are math experts, and I'll let them tell you where we are right now. What school are we at?
MCPSS Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology.
That is a mouthful, but today I have Gordon, wave to the camera, and I have Jessica, Haley, and Nathan. And today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some spaghetti, or planning the ingredients for spaghetti, and portioning out the foods and stuff. And the reason why I want to do this is because whenever you have a recipe, there's 3 different things that you need to have for the recipe. You need to have reading, comprehension of the reading that you're doing, and also you have to have some type of math background as to fractions, that type of thing. Whether we're cooking with pounds, ounces, if it's tablespoons or cups, that type of thing. So to get started today, I have Gordon, who is going to actually weigh out our ground beef. For our spaghetti, the original recipe said we needed a ½ pound of ground beef, but I want to triple that recipe. Can you tell me how much ground beef would we have to have?
3 halves.
3 halves, and 3 halves makes?
1 1/2.
1 1/2 pounds. Now if I take that 1 1/2 pounds and I put that into ounces, there's 8 ounces per pound, and I want 3 servings. How many ounces do I need?
24.
Okay. What we have here is we have our scale, and we got a tube of ground beef. This is actually 10 pounds of ground beef that we use in the school system. So we want to make some spaghetti, and y'all have about, some of y'all have anywhere from 18 to 19 people in your class. So if we try to triple it to maybe serve a little bit of taste to them, we need 1.5 pounds or 24 ounces of ground beef. So what I'd like for you to do is to measure out, actually weigh out 24 ounces of ground beef. One of the things is I do want to point out here is that with ground beef like you buy in the store, if you don't always have a scale, but you can always look at the weight that's on the package to sort of guesstimate about how much meat you need. So you go ahead and start weighing this ground beef out while I talk to Jessica. How you doing today?
Good.
Okie dokie. What we have right here is spaghetti, tomato sauce. Not spaghetti. It's not spaghetti sauce yet, but it is tomato sauce. And how much did our recipe call for to begin with? The original recipe.
6 ounces.
No, 2 cups, huh?
2 cups.
2 cups of spaghetti sauce. Now, can you tell me, if I'm going to triple that, how many cups of spaghetti sauce will I need, or tomato sauce rather, will I need?
6.
No, come on.
What?
6 cups. I'm thinking 6 ounces, 6 cups. We're getting confused here. Okay. I guess y'all are the math experts. Okay, we need 6 cups of tomato sauce. And one of the things is, just want to point out, this is a gallon can of tomato sauce that we have that we use in the school system. At home, whenever you use tomato sauce and stuff like that, a lot of times you'll just find this little 8-ounce cans. If I need 6 cups and 1 cup is 8 ounces, how many of these little cans do I need? And this is an 8-ounce can.
48.
No, okay, 48 ounces, and that would be 6 cans, correct? Okie dokie. Here we go. Why don't you get started to measure this up? One of the things is we do have a very large measuring cup here, and you can measure out your 6 cups of spaghetti sauce, or tomato sauce rather. Now I have Haley, our next math student that I'm really excited about. I call her my spice girl. And one of the things is that she's going to be measuring out the spices that we have for our spaghetti sauce. And the one thing we have salt, parsley flakes, basil leaves, and ground pepper. Some of the things we talked about earlier was if you have a teaspoon and you triple it, 3 teaspoons equals what?
A tablespoon.
Okay, so some things we're tripling things, so you have to have, you know, what your measurements are. We have different sizes of tablespoons or measuring spoons here that go from a teaspoon to a tablespoon, that type of thing. So what I need for you to do is to measure out the salt, the parsley, the basil leaves, and the ground black pepper. One of the ingredients we have, it calls for a half of a pinch. And a half of a pinch is just a little bit. So actually, once we triple it, we'll use the smallest measuring spoon that we have, which is a 1/4 teaspoon, okay? So why don't you go ahead and start measuring that for us. And then next, we have Nathan. Nathan, you're going to take care of our pasta and stuff. Have you ever cooked spaghetti before?
No, ma'am.
No? Well, today we're going to measure it out. One of the things I want to show is that in our school system, we get a pasta like in 10-pound bags. That's a lot of spaghetti that you can cook. In the stores, it usually comes in like a 12, 13-ounce container. How much spaghetti do you need for your recipe of the original recipe?
4 ounces.
Okay, now if I triple that, how many ounces do I need?
12.
12 ounces. How many ounces are in this box here? There's an ounce right here.
13 and 25.
13.25, which is 13 1/4 ounces, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's real close to 12 ounces. Pretty much at home, we'd probably just cook the whole box. But what I'd like for you to do is to take this bag of spaghetti and actually go measure out 12 ounces, and then we'll compare the two to it, okay? If you can take this plate, and let's come right on down to the scale here, and we'll weigh out this spaghetti. Gordon, can you move your ground beef? Oh, it's exactly 24 ounces that he has there, what he needs. Okay, Nathan, if you can start doing that. Okay, come over here, Gordon. I've got some questions to ask you. While Nathan measures out his pasta, there are a few things besides just measurements. There's also terms in cooking that you need to know about. And I think with Gordon, I'm going to ask you about this. Since you did the meat, you got a term of, we got to simmer the meat and we got to brown the meat. Now, is that the brown just like I got to color the meat, or is that to actually cook it for a while? Or tell me a little bit, what does simmer and brown mean to you?
To brown means to make it until it becomes brown.
Okay, like to cook it for a little while in the pan?
Yeah, and to simmer is to stew gently below or just at the boiling point.
Okay, so once we get our sauce going, we're going to take and, once we get our sauce going, we're going to take it and we're going to actually bring it up to nearly where it's almost boiling, but not quite. Okay, that's good. Okay, Jessica, I got a couple of terms for you. If you're going to drain something and stir something, what does that mean to you for drain and stir?
Well, to stir is to cause a slight movement or change in the position, and to drain is to
actually pour some liquid out or whatever?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. One of the things I like to stir, like if you stir the pots and things like that. Do you ever stir the pots with your mom or dad?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie. Have you ever drained anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what kinds of things have you drained before?
Well, we poured broccoli into a drainer and made all the water come out into the
Okay,
sink.
so you do get those terms for cooking.
Yes,
And then, let's see, Haley, have you finished measuring out all those ingredients? Okay, well, let's look and see what you got here. Ooh, she has a whole mixture of stuff right here with all the spices and things like that. That's real important to have. Now, a couple of things I'm going to ask you is, what does mix mean and boils?
To mix is to combine or to blend into one mass.
Okay, and that's exactly what you did right here. We mixed that together, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how about boiling?
To generate bubbles of vapor when heated.
Okay, that's whenever it's all bubbly and stuff coming around. So that's pretty good. Okie dokie. Okay, Nathan, did you get that spaghetti all measured out? It's exactly 12 ounces. Now what I want to do now is, let's take, here, can you hold this for me?
Sure.
You're going to hold that spaghetti, and I'm going to hold this spaghetti out of this box. We said this was right at 13 ounces, and that's 12 ounces. You can see it's very close in the amount of spaghetti. So at home, instead of just taking off a little bit and not using the whole box, most of us would probably use the whole box, huh? Okay. Have you ever cooked spaghetti? You said you hadn't really cooked before. Have you ever cooked spaghetti, I guess? Your mom cooked spaghetti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie. One of the things that we want to find out with spaghetti is, main thing is it tender or is it al dente? Have you ever heard of that term, al dente?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what does that mean?
Al dente means it's not too firm or soft. It's just in the middle.
Okay. Have you ever seen Italian cooks? They'll throw the spaghetti against the cabinet wall, and if it sticks, that means it's al dente. So that's one of the things that we got to remember with that. This is all of the ingredients that we need to make like a spaghetti sauce. Now, some of the other things they call for is a little bit of water and some onion and that type of thing. But it's just we wanted to go over just to show you that the importance of measuring out things and making sure that you have the right amounts, you can actually have a pretty good product. Now, some things, if you like a lot of meat in your spaghetti, that's one thing. You might want to add a little bit more meat to your spaghetti, okay? It's not going to really change it that much. Now, there are some products that you don't want to change the amount because, like the salt, it may be too salty if you put too much salt. So there are some things with seasonings and stuff you need to watch out for the amount. But I sure appreciate and thank y'all for coming here today and helping me cook up with some class in here. And I want to thank Gordon. I want to thank Jessica, Haley, and Nathan for being with us here on Cooking with Class. And one of the things I really want y'all to remember is if you have your parents that can come and eat with you, just let them know. We don't just serve food, we also serve up education.
Hi, I'm Amanda Arnold with the Child Nutrition Program, and welcome to My Plate Matters. Today, we're talking about adding more fruits and vegetables to your meals. Fruits and vegetables don't just add nutrients, they can also add color, flavor, and texture. Let's explore some fun and creative ways to bring healthy foods to your plate. Tip number 1, fire up the grill. Use your grill to cook fruits and vegetables. Try grilling mushrooms, carrots, peppers, or potatoes on a kebab skewer. Brush them with oil to keep them from drying out. Grilled fruits like peaches, pineapple, or mangoes add great flavor to any cookout. Tip number 2, expand the flavor of your casseroles. Mix vegetables such as sauteed onions, peas, beans, or tomatoes into your favorite dish for that extra flavor. Tip number 3, planning something Italian? Add extra vegetables to this pasta dish. Slip some peppers, spinach, onions, or even cherry tomatoes into your tomato sauce. Vegetables will provide texture without adding those extra calories. Tip number 4, get creative with your salads. Toss in shredded carrots, strawberries, watercress, orange segments, or even sweet peas for a fun, flavorful salad. Tip number 5, salad bars aren't just for salads. Try eating the sliced fruit from the salad bar as your dessert when you're dining out. Don't forget these easy, fun, and simple tips that will lead to a healthier lifestyle and make your plate matter.
Hello, welcome to the Culinary Arts Department at Murphy High School. I'm Chef Johnson with Raquel Chambliss, and she's going to explain a little bit about hand washing procedures in the kitchen setting. That's the first task that we should start every time we go into the kitchen setting. Raquel?
Okay, first you will turn on the water, warm water, and you will rinse your hands completely. Second, you'll pump some soap into your hands and massage your hands very well, and take your nail brush and brush through your nails, and also take your hands and wash your fingers, wash in between your fingers, excuse me. And then you'll wash up your arm. Make sure you get your arms very well up to your elbow. And then you can do that for about 20 seconds. And that's the proper way to wash your hands.
Would you give him a hint on what you might do to help make sure that you know you've washed your hands long enough?
Well, there are many things that you can do. You can sing your ABCs, you can sing a verse of Old MacDonald, and you can sing the birthday song.
Excellent, Raquel. Thank you again.
I'd like to thank my special guest today. I'd like to invite you, the parents, to come and eat with your students at school. We don't just serve food, just remember that. We serve education also.